Today's health tip. I want to discuss some things, important things about fenugreek seeds. Before that, let us discuss little about the insulin. Insulin is a hormone released by pancreas. Pancreas is an endocrine gland, also exocrine gland also, as it releases digestive juices also. Okay, and here you can check in the above diagram. Pancreas with blue color dots is insulin. Okay, pink one is glucose. I'll come directly to the point. Whenever there is blood glucose level is more in the body start releasing the pancreas start releasing the insulin. And this is one point. Second point, the cell requires energy that comes through the glucose only. And third point is glucose can never enter into the cell by itself. It definitely needs the help of insulin, as insulin will unlock the cell. You can observe the blue dot, that is insulin is helping the glucose to enter inside. The main importance of insulin is it start opening the cell, it unlocks the cell so that the pink color ones, the glucose enters inside the cell. So definitely a man requires, that cell requires energy or fuel that comes through the glucose, that can be done only with the help of insulin. This is point 3. I think you are clarified. And point 4, in type 1 diabetes, there will be more good sufficient, a person takes more carbohydrate. If he takes, the insulin will be less. So we need stimulation for pancreas to release sufficient insulin also. This one can be done by foods related with zinc, foods of related with the magnesium, foods with arginine, foods with some amino acids. Fenugreek seeds have hydroxyisoleucine, a thing which is an amino acid it is, and trigonolin. You can read in this one too. It has got compounds or important things, okay, which will stimulate the pancreas to release more or sufficient insulin. And it has got one fiber, galactomannan, and these three important things present in the fenugreek seeds are useful for stimulating the insulin sufficiently in type 1 diabetes. And next, coming to the type 2 diabetes. In type 2 diabetes, you can check very clearly galactomannan. You can check there very clearly, it is visible. Trigonelin, hydroxyisoleucine. The three components are helpful for more releasing of. And here galactomannan helps for slow digestion process and prevents the sugar spikes in the blood. Point 1. Hydroxyisoleucine, an amino acid, it helps for stimulation of pancreas to release sufficient insulin. Okay, it is a fiber. Okay, both trigonelin also, trigonelin, you can say, pronounce it. That is 3 points finished off. And most important point is for insulin sensitivity. They are very very helpful. Insulin sensitivity. If I come to this point, see, I will discuss in the, you can divide this into point step 2, where we can discuss about type 2 diabetes. Here in type 2 diabetes, what happens is there will be sufficient insulin, but cell will not accept the insulin. If the cell is not able to accept the insulin, glucose remains in the bloodstream only. It cannot be absorbed into the cell. That is insulin sensitivity or insulin resistance. You can understand very very clearly with the diagrammatic representation. Just make a round in your imagination. There you keep with the sketch pen in your mind. Blue color dots insulin and pink ones are glucose. Very clearly you can check in the diagram. If the insulin is not present, the cell cannot be opened. I already told you, If the cell is not unlocked from the bloodstream, the glucose is not absorbed. Here, because of that insulin sensitivity, the cell cannot absorb the glucose. The cell is not helping for glucose absorption. That is said to be insulin sensitivity. To prevent that also, fenugreek seeds are wonderfully acting. That is wonderful thing for both type 1 and type 2 diabetes. Even magnesium rich foods are also beneficial for type 2 diabetes. But what I finally tell you is there are certain anti-diabetic vitamin B17 in millets. Some foods like some herbs also like tulasi, they reduce the blood glucose level, and some things like curry leaves, they reduce the blood glucose level. In vegetables, bottle gourd, ridge gourd, bitter gourd has got saponins and terpenoids which reduce the blood glucose level. Like this, and for fat mobilization, high fiber foods like oats, and they all help for fat mobilization. So that is the second topic. Another topic, what I want to tell you is somehow the food also is helpful in this thing. That is, I can say it could be the role of fenugreek seeds. Okay, and how much to take, that is important. You need to go to your dietitian, you need to go to your physician, you need to check with that before you start taking every day, because some people may get hypoglycemia also. So how much quantity is required? Definitely you should go to your dietitian and physician is one valid point. And another thing is, in generally in the cooking department, I keep fenugreek powder with me. Where in every tadka we keep half spoon daily compulsory, and I do take little every time. But to prevent some confusions, we are guiding towards the uh, your dietitian and physician. I, being a registered medical practitioner, have this knowledge, but there are certain rules. And here I want to tell you one more thing. You should, without the endocrinologist or diabetologist, without the doctor's consent, you should never stop using medicine. For prevention, the food is good. For once a man is deceased, potentized medicines are required. See, fenugreek seeds are lowering the bad cholesterol. They are reducing the blood glucose level. They are reducing the insulin sensitivity. So these are all good things regarding the fenugreek seeds in a regular daily life. Once I thought like explaining this one particular point, even a common man can understand this one very clearly in his life. And this is your loving Dr. Sirisha from Hyderabad. Okay, and the live stream generally I'm coming. You can speak in Telugu, Hindi, or English. Sometimes I'm muting the chat to stop the deviation of the subject. Hope you really like this one. So have awareness regarding the foods what you are taking, and I think you understood this subject very very clearly. Okay, thank you. Finally, what I want to say is, for insulin production and pancreatic stimulation, for sufficient releasing of the insulin, fenugreek seeds are wonderfully helpful. They are even omega 3 fatty acid foods. Omega 3 fatty acids, both mustard seeds and fenugreek seeds also, they reduce bad cholesterol. They help for cell structure, function, and vitality. So this is very useful information, I can definitely think. And some other benefits also, like growth of hair, and like that, so many benefits are there with the fenugreek. Okay, thank you.